Hey guys, I just came back from the theaters from watching 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. Um, Now, this movie was pretty interesting. It's a Michael Bay film, so I went in knowing that it's a Michael Bay film, and I thought with Michael Bay expected to be, over the top on things and stuff like that all the time. And it was, definitely an interesting, one of my favorite Michael Bay movies, I guess, because it wasn't over the top. And two things like with Transformers and stuff, it's just they're just explosion fests, and they're just action. It's almost like an action porn or something like that with Michael Bay stuff. And this, although the story was definitely not, it's not, there's not nothing too much that he could do. I think it definitely was really interesting that he just made the little things like the regular, just a gunfight, a lot bigger than made that a lot bigger instead of adding in bigger explosions and more things to go explode. He had just there was a lot more. The gunfight was a lot bigger and stuff like that. He made the little things smaller instead of making the big things big and stuff like that. Having lots of big things, he made the little things smaller, which I like that with the action wise in this movie. It was pretty good. And the whole movie was pretty great. I guess I give this movie a 9, probably a 9.5 out of 10. It was pretty great in this movie. There's a few things that I didn't like at the end. Like throughout the movie, they kind of hint at that they're. I mean, if you don't know anything about this movie, it's about the kind of the. They're in this fight and stuff like that, and they're trying to get help, and the movie keeps on hounding at we need help, we need extra help, we need air support, and then they don't get the air support, they can't get the air support, and then there's like they're not getting it, and they don't end up telling you who's to blame for why they didn't get air support during this movie during the attack. So I fault in the movie just for if they told me at the end during the credits and they had a few words going. Few things going out which went way too fast, by the way. None of us were able to read any of those words because they were just showing the sentences just before they showed the credits, and they were going way too fast. But if they had just told us during that who was to blame for that, I definitely think it'd be interesting to see if they had sat down who was to blame and had them interview them for the movie, or find out, just give us someone like, why didn't they get air support? We don't know who is to blame. I wish they would have told us. I did talking to my parents and stuff, and that we all went to see it with a few friends and stuff. I guess it seems like the consensus is it's I forget her name, but one of the Secretary of State or something like that. Hillary Clinton, actually, I think that's who they were saying that. Now I don't follow American news that much. I don't follow any news at all, but. I definitely feel like they should have pointed their finger at should show us someone who might be to blame. And there was a few things that just didn't. I understand that the movie kind of told us, this guy got this, even though he did this and he wasn't right. And there was some people which I understand. I agree with them. Maybe he shouldn't have done that because he didn't do the right call. But I think there was a lot of times in this movie, although it's based on a true story, where there was some people who should have had. Who were in charge, but they don't know the situations like the Marines do, the people who have seen combat and stuff like that. So there's a few things like that, but that's just obviously, as on the movie standpoint, it was great. I mean, it was perfect. They did a perfect adaptation, and the story and what really should have happened. I just hope that they can prevent things like this from happening again. And I come out with this movie, just saying that anyone who there's so many people nowadays play video games, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, all those games where they're shoot 'em up games, even Halo and stuff like that. I think if you let your kids play Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, maybe even Halo to a certain point, I think you definitely should have them watch this movie. This is definitely one of those movies that if you're going to let your kid play Call of Duty and shoot people up and stuff like that, at least let them know, put that on the list with, Black Hawk Down, Saving Private Ryan, all of those movies. I think this is definitely one of those movies that needs to be watched by anyone who plays any of those video games. So, so if you let your kids play that game, and I guess I hear a lot of people do, and my brother plays a lot, and sometimes there are younger kids on there. If you're going to let your younger kid play any of those games, or any of your kids play those games, definitely should have them watch this movie first, or let them watch this movie so that they know what it's like and stuff like that. It gives you this movie is that good that I would definitely say to let the kids. So, it's not a violent movie. There is a few things that are maybe a bit violent, but if you're going to let them play the game, then why not let them watch this? So let me know what you think, guys, about this movie in the comments below if you've seen it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.